everybody. This is Sharon, and thank you for tuning in to the Sharan Nixon show. I want to apologize for my nasalness. My allergies are really horrid this season, and I can't breathe, and my eyes are swollen. I don't know what's going on. It's not cute, but I'm still cute, but it's not cute. So before we get into our guests, not get into him, but interview him, we'll talk with him. We have Samuel Thompson here, who is soon to be world-renowned violinist. I'm quite sure that's on his bucket list. You're welcome. You're welcome.
That's humbling.
So I'm going to go over a few updates for Baltimore Fashion Week. The makeup artist, hairstylist, intern, and volunteer interview date will be close to the end of June. We're thinking the last Saturday in June. So you can mark your calendars for that. It will be an open interview. Anybody can just come. We're not going to do interview times. We're just going to have a date and a starting interview time. And then once we're done, I guess we'll leave. So makeup artists and hairstylists, if you're still interested in participating in Baltimore Fashion Week, there's still time. Tickets for Baltimore Fashion Week go on sale June 1st. We are working on some things. I can't really discuss them right now, but soon we'll be able to make an announcement about something that we just added. Not just, I've been working on it for about 3 weeks now, but we added it to the event schedule for Baltimore Fashion Week. So without further ado, we will introduce my guest and Facebook friend, yay, Samuel Thompson, the violinist. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Sharon. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, yay, it's a pleasure.
It is a pleasure to be here.
You're looking at me so, like, I feel a little nervous.
Oh,
Come
don't.
in.
Please. Oh, wait.
No?
You,
Okay.
why should you be nervous? I'm the guest.
I know. I just get, I don't know. It's like
Okay.
I don't know what show this is, but I always get nervous. And there's Marty. Hey, Marty. Hi. He said
Hello.
hi. Did you listen to the Talk Lately show before the show? It comes on Tuesday through Thursday.
Monday through Thursday.
Oh, excuse me. Monday through Thursday now. Your show? Your show will be on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Monday through Thursdays now at 7 o'clock. And then we have some, okay, there's nothing, okay. Wait a minute. We have some new shows coming, I think.
Talking about those 2 rows.
The 2 rows? Okay, so we have the Talk Lately show. We have the Jonathan Rashawn show, who's a designer, very talented young man. And then we have my show. So, yeah, that's it for now. More to be coming soon, hopefully. Yay. So, Samuel, tell us a little bit about who you are and why people should love you.
Oh, wow.
Don't you love my questions?
I do love your questions.
I know, they just come off the top of my head.
I'm originally from Charleston, South Carolina, and I have lived in Baltimore permanently since 2010. I am a violinist. I've had the great opportunity to play a lot of concerts across the United States as an orchestra member in recital, as a soloist with some small orchestras, playing modern music and playing chamber music. Right now I play with the Black Pearl Chamber Orchestra in Philadelphia and the Great Noise Ensemble, which is a new music group in Washington, D.C. I also teach here, and one of my teaching activities is through the Baltimore Talent Education Center at Robert Coleman Elementary School.
I didn't know. How long is that? My son went there. How long has that been in place?
BTEC has been in place since the mid-'70s.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about that. And Robbie went there.
Right. I think there's been a lot of expansion over the years, of course, but the Baltimore Talent Education Center was set up and established when string orchestra programs were taken out of the Baltimore City schools.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And now there are tons of locations.
In the city?
In the city, yes.
Okay.
And a lot of people teaching both group lessons and private lessons. And having taught a lot in many places, it's really wonderful to be in a situation like that because these kids are really excited, and they really want to learn and to know, and it's important to steer them on the right path in the limited time that we have. This school
So
year
how
is
long
almost
is a class?
a class is an hour,
Oh, okay.
and my 2 group classes there have 10 students in them each.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of students that are interested in. You just do violins?
I just do
And do you
violins.
teach them
Yes.
how to read and write music as well?
I teach them how to read music, how to play their instruments with good posture. Of course, there's so many other things going along with that, including how do you put the violin in the case? How do you rosin your bow?
Is there a special way to put the violin in the case?
No, there's not a special way. It's just
They put it in upside down?
kids have.
Oh, wow.
I mean, if you don't know,
Right,
of course-
you just put it in the case.
Right.
It's that shape, so I'm going to put it in
I'm
here.
going to put it in the
Okay.
case. Right.
Okay.
Right. Or hold it in between your legs. And I mean, they're just little things that.
You're not supposed to do that? That's a cello, right?
Right.
Okay.
It's not that you're not supposed to, as much as that could be hazardous to the instrument's health
Oh, okay.
if you're 9 and very active.
And there's that one with the bodily fluids. No one was thinking about bodily fluids but Marty.
You put it between your legs.
Oh, dear.
I know. I'm sorry. I should have warned you.
That's okay.
Trowel. So what is out of all of the students you've taught, have you taught at a lot of schools?
I've taught at a lot of schools in a lot of different situations for many years.
What do you mean by situations?
Situations being everything from being my teacher's unofficial assistant during my undergraduate
Oh,
for
okay.
his high string techniques class, to teaching private violin lessons for non-music majors during graduate school at Rice University, and teaching privately, teaching group lessons, being a guest instructor. What was your question?
What was the most, I forgot.
I think you were going to ask me what.
I got a question.
What's your
Robbie has a question.
What's your question?
Why do you got to hold the violin up to your neck?
You know, there was a time, if you look at pictures of people who played the precursors to the violin in the 14th, 15th century, they held them basically on their chests.
Oh, okay.
Like they were held really low, lazy. No, not lazy. That's just what they did. The instruments were different, right?
They were held
Like here, yes. Over time, that changed where people started holding them on their shoulders
They
and
did
balancing
this.
with their hand. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't really know the answer to that question. I think that happened due to some sort of natural evolutionary process.
So what do you think about
it
the,
was the feeling of the tone. They could also feel the tone of the rhythm that they're playing.
You know, there is that. There is something, now being a modern player where I hold the violin on my shoulder against my neck, there's something really wonderful and refreshing about feeling the vibrations of the instrument on your collarbone and near your heart.
wow.
Smart.
So what do you think about the hip-hop violinist, the young lady? I can't remember her name, but she was on, I haven't seen or heard anything of her in a long time. But she used to play hip-hop music on her violin. I know she did it to Jay-Z and Pharrell song one year doing an award show. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Is she local or is she
No.
national, international?
No, she is, I don't know. I'm assuming that she probably lives in New York.
Okay. I haven't heard her,
Okay.
but my thought on people doing quote unquote other things with the violin besides classical music.
Mary Ben Irene.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's
She's great. Thank you. It's an instrument, and the purpose of a musical instrument is to make music. So
Could you see yourself doing that?
She's Israeli.
she is Israeli, yes. I don't know if I see myself doing hip hop, but I have had the great pleasure of playing with a very dear friend from New Orleans who's an independent hip hop artist. Her name is Voice Monet.
I know her.
You know Voice,
I don't know her.
but you know her music.
Yeah.
Oh, she's great.
I know a lot.
And she's so smart. We were talking a few months. I played in a CD release party that she did in 2011. 3 months later, we were talking, and we all of a sudden started talking about John Adams and other composers of concert music. So that goes along with the violin being an instrument that is used to make music. And there's so many types of music. Why not?
So if there was one thing you could change about the violin, what would it be, if anything?
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, you wouldn't change anything? Not even the color?
No.
Well, why not?
Well,
Is
that's
it just
that's about violin making, and violin makers are artists who study wood, and they study the tradition of violin making and how to carve wood to make sound and how to make varnish and mix varnish. They're artists, like fashion designers. I wouldn't change that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, everyone is different.
Is there, have you seen any other color of violins except the ones that you normally see, which are like the cherry wood? Not the cherry wood, that's kind of dark. The wood grain.
I have. A friend of
Oh.
mine had one that had a very golden varnish.
Oh,
She
cool.
called it the banana.
Oh, because it was
Yeah.
almost yellow.
Because it was almost yellow, yes. And I've seen some that have been very dark. Mine is reddish.
Mary Ben Reese is a whole bunch of different colors.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pulling up the picture now.
Okay. For all of the internet to see.
Oh, wow.
Did that flip?
It's pretty.
I wonder if it sounds the same though with all that paint on it.
See, there's a very good question. Or even whether or not it's an acoustic violin, because if it's an electric violin, then
Oh, point there.
There can be
anything goes.
anything,
Kind of, sort of.
kind of, sort of. I mean, you still have to have a tool that works, but with design of those instruments, there's a lot of creative license. The
So-
electric ones, yes.
So tell the audience about your experience you had when you when you
Do you
played.
really wanna-
Yes, when you played in
In-
an orchestra, and it was in the middle of not maybe in the middle, but it was a fashion show going on while you were there. Tell us
Oh.
about that. You told me about that when you got here, so
Oh, I
I
thought-
would love for
okay.
the listeners to hear.
I thought you were going to ask me about something else.
No.
Okay.
see?
Okay,
You never
thank you.
know.
I went to graduate school in Houston, Texas, and during my last year of graduate school, an orchestra was founded by a conductor named John Axelrod, who now has a very impressive European career. The orchestra was called Orchestra X, as in Generation X.
Right.
That orchestra did perform traditional orchestra concerts, but there were also things that they did that were somewhat innovative. And there was
Okay.
one concert that the orchestra played in 2002 that was held in the Houston Galleria. The orchestra was in its traditional formation, with the difference being that there is a runway going down the middle of the orchestra. So
the orchestra was split.
the orchestra was split in half,
Okay.
yes, and the models would come through the orchestra. It was really beautiful.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
That probably was really nice.
Yeah, it was. It was. And of course it was. It was springtime in Houston, and the Galleria is one of the most exquisite shopping establishments in the country. And the orchestra played well, of course. The models, I think, were all from the Neil Hamill Agency.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. And so was it hard for you with the show going on to concentrate on your sheet,
No.
your music, or was it?
No, not at all.
So when you play your music, do you just, how how do you say this? I know when I call it getting into the zone when I'm working, nothing else around me matters. Is it the same way it is with you when you play your music? Like you just go into the zone and you're playing, like for the show, you were playing, and it's like the show didn't exist because the only thing that mattered to you was your music.
Yes and no.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we do get into the zone. But no, we don't get into a state that nothing else around matters, because
Okay.
when you're in that kind of collaborative situation, be it playing as an orchestral member, playing as a member of a trio or quartet, playing a duo, side or a pianist, or being fortunate enough to be a soloist, you have the combination of so many things being important and every note counting, but not just your own. That there's an awareness of everything that you're doing as an individual in the context of whatever the piece is,
Right.
and what the forces are.
What do you mean by forces?
Well, in a violin piano setting, the piano takes over the melody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or playing in
You
an
should see
orchestra,
his face.
playing in an
He's
orchestra,
so
and it's
passionate, it's so
pianissimo, and it may be hard to center in on the rhythm, but you have to pay attention, because very quietly across the stage, the viola section may be playing what you could call the motor. So there is getting into the zone, but it's a very different getting into the zone. It's getting into this real, from an experience of being maybe 2 people to 100-person creative process. And it's really wonderful to hear an orchestra where everyone's paying attention. Sorry. It's really wonderful to be in a situation where everyone in an orchestra is that keyed in. When you hear that and see it, it's absolutely amazing. Or the same as hearing a soloist who's totally on top of it, but is really involved with what's going on stage with the orchestra, meaning that soloist knows the score, and everyone's responding, but not responding by looking at each other, but feeling that level of concentration.
It seems like it's got to be hard. I don't know if I can do all of that.
No, it's not. It's
Well,
not.
you've been
After a
doing
while,
it
it's
for-
just listening.
But you've been doing it for how long? You've been playing the violin for how long? Since
I
you
have-
first began, how long have you been playing the violin?
I've been playing the violin for 34 years. I'm not going to tell you how old I was when I started.
You don't have to.
Okay.
I'll just try to do the math. I'm probably coming wrong. So if I'm going to give out the number if you'd like to talk to Samuel. Phone number 855, of course, $1, 855-835-5857, extension 1. Or you can text us at 443-642-9403.
Should I
Or
get
you-
out my phone?
Sure, text your friends. Or you can email us at live@beexposedradio.com. Right. Yay, all right. So Samuel is just sitting here, and you should see him. He's like a little kid in the candy store. Unfortunately, we don't have a violin for him to... You should have bought your violin. You could have played.
Oh, that's okay. If I may, part of the kid in the candy store thing is that during my undergraduate, I was a radio announcer for 2.5 years.
Oh, very
So
good.
being in this station is bringing back some really nice memories. But I played records and CDs.
You weren't the voice
I was
person.
not the subject of anything.
So you were deep behind the scenes.
Yes.
You were the engineer.
I was the engineer, just like you. Yes.
Thank you, Robbie, for that little informational segment there. This is awesome. Okay.
Do you have any aspirations? Was that one of your questions?
Yeah, it was. It was number 3. Thank you, Robbie, for reading my mind. Do you have any inspirations?
Inspirations? Oh, there's so many.
Give us your top 3. Is that one?
No, that's not one. Excuse me. Top three. Number one, my mother.
Oh, okay.
It's when you're growing up, your mother's your mother, but I don't think that a lot of us realize what the importance of mom is until we're in our 20s and 30s. And that relationship really changes. My mother has always been an inspiration to me. You know?
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Even when I was a teenager, and, you know, teenagers, oh, mom. No, she's always been an inspiration to me. Especially while I was in college, she decided to go get certified to be a nursing assistant. So there was at one point in her 50s that she was working 2 jobs. She's now retired,
Yay.
gardening.
Does she live here?
No, she lives in Charleston, where I grew up.
Oh, okay.
The other 2 were 2 teachers, both of whom I stumbled upon. One, my teacher during graduate school, Mr. Goldsmith, a wonderful, no-nonsense man who taught his students how to think. And he really knew how to teach each individual. He had this intuitive way of dealing with people.
And that was all about music.
It was all about music, but not just about music. I mean, the way that he carried himself, the way that he took care of his life, the relationship that he's had with his wife, you know, learning so many things about him and watching him. But of course, it was all about music. That's the primary reason that we choose people. And the other inspiration, the third one, another teacher who I got to speak to today. Her name is Georgia Fleezanis. She is on faculty at Indiana University. Mr. Goldsmith is on the faculty at Rice University in Houston. I had a really long talk with Georgia today, and
She was your teacher, your previous teacher, and you call her Georgia?
she... During one of my lessons with her, she said something very firmly. She said, "Do it again," and this time, fill in the blank.
Do it for the vine.
Right.
I'm sorry.
But because of the tone in her voice, I sort of stepped back and said, "Yes, ma'am." She looked at me and said, "We know who we are here." So she, because of the person she is, she commands so much respect and reverence. But she's also very informal, you know. Everyone understands the relationship that they have
Right.
with her. Interestingly enough, well, I don't need to say that. Every person's different. But it was a real joy to speak to her at length about life and music making and transitions and making choices. And these inspirations. My mother's been there through the best and the worst. Mr. Goldsmith was the teacher that I needed at the absolute right time. And it seems that whenever I'm about to go through some sort of little life transition, Georgia pops up, and it's great.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are my 3 inspirations.
That's awesome.
Oh, thanks.
Your life is so cool.
Oh, thank you.
So how many violins do you own?
1.
That's it?
That's it.
Do most violinists only own one?
No.
Oh.
A lot of people own more than one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of people own more than one. They usually have, if people are lucky, they have one that's not relatively expensive, and then their violin, which when
so they
you
have
buy...
like not a wannabe, but this is my play toy, then this is the real
And this is
stuff.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the play toys aren't play toys. I have one. I've owned it since 1996.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I bought it. Thank you. I bought it in graduate school. Another little stumbling over something. I heard about a maker in 1994.
What do you can't hear?
Oh, and then I found her phone number again in 1996. I called her.
I can hear him, man.
She said, "Oh, I'm finishing the varnish on one right now. I'll send it to you when it's done."
Oh, wow.
She sent it. I played it for Mr. Goldsmith. He said, "Okay." I bought it. The violin, of course, has changed over the years that I've had it. It's almost 18 years old.
Wow.
So,
Well, you're like a baby. You look just like a baby.
who, me?
Yes, I would have told you I would show it's over.
Oh my God.
I want to ask you on the air, but I gotta know. Oh my God. I know. No, I said I want to ask you. What? Shut up, Mom. Yeah, you are.
Am I the only one that heard her say I want to hold you when the show is over?
I didn't say hold. I didn't mean. Well, you know, I'm a hugger, so.
Well, so am I.
Is that what you heard too?
Did I say hold?
I'm not sure what you said.
Well, on that note, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back in 5.
Did you know that our shows play all day and all night?
So you could never miss a minute of the informative, funny, and extravagant mayhem that is our station, BeExposedRadio.com.
So be sure to check out our shows like The Talk Lately Show, The Sharan Nixon Show, Let's Talk, and The Ladio Show. You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the station with all the hits and The Talk Lately Show weeknights at 7 p.m.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait. Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the radio loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the radio loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
I can't believe that McDonald's, this suit has been given the thumbs up for the go-ahead. Did you see this in the newspaper today? Federal Court Appeal said yesterday that two heavy, overweight teenagers have the okay to jumpstart their stalled lawsuit against McDonald's. The pause was put on the lawsuit back in December of 2003. Like, hold on. You can't blame McDonald's for you being overweight. But now they've gotten the thumbs up, so they're going to continue on. Jocelyn Bradley is 19, and she's from Brooklyn. She weighs 270 pounds, and she's 5'6". And Ashley Pelham is from the Bronx. She's 14, and she's 4'10", and weighs 140 pounds. It says in the newspaper, the tubby teens claim they ate at Mickey D's 3 to 5 times a week for years. Where was their mother?
That's their mother's problem.
You know what I'm saying? She was at home pumping them full of grape soda and barbecue potato chips. Besides obesity, they allege that McDonald's menu caused them to develop diabetes, coronary disease, high blood pressure, cholesterol, and a bunch of other sicknesses. I am sick having to convey this. How dare these girls? Plus, the chain was charged with failing to adequately disclose that it uses certain additives, and the manner of its food processing rendered certain of the foods substantially less healthy than how they were represented. That's why we call it junk food.
Yeah.
That's why we call it a treat. You know, if you don't wet the bed all week, then on Saturday for lunch, I will take you to McDonald's. You know, it's not a steady diet. The teens said that their suit that they would have stopped or at least cut back their visits to McDonald's if they knew the straight deal. Shut up. Sit down. It's disgusting. Check 1, check 2. Damn it! You think we could get some new f***ing microphones in this motherfucker multi-million-dollar show that it is every time I hold a mic it f***ing falls down? Hello? We have microphones that operate like 80-year-old men and no damn Viagra. Just limp. I got scoliosis from having to drag my body down to the console to deliver my message. If people only knew behind the scenes. I love it, though. I wouldn't know how to act if I actually had everything working and everything together. I'm so used to piecemealing. You know, the mission statement of the show is, it is what it is. Oh, well.
So we're back. Yay. All righty. I'm watching the clock and it's not ready. I'm so proud of my son. He's the engineer for the show. You know,
This is your son.
Uh-huh.
Bravo.
Youngest.
He is a great engineer, yes. In case anyone was wondering what Sharon said before the break, she said, I want to know how old you are.
Yes, I'm nasal, so how old and hold you sounds alike. I get it.
Right.
Right.
I didn't say hold him in my arms, Lord Jesus.
Let's do this. I started playing the violin when I was 9. I have played the violin for 34 years. I'm sure that you can all do the math.
Wow. Oh, my God. I would have never guessed.
I got 25. Am I correct? No.
I know you did not get 25, mathematician.
What did he say? I missed the whole thing.
He's 25.
Me? Oh, you're 25?
No.
Who's 25? Oh, you're very kind. Thank
Was
you.
that the joke of the day, Robbie? No, the joke would have been if he said he called me 25. Okay.
While this has nothing to do with the violin
No, it
teaching
doesn't.
music, I will say that the soap Dudu Osum is a wonderful thing.
What is that?
Oh, you don't know about this. It's an African soap made from plant ashes. And it also has lime juice in it. You get a bar, it's black. It really lathers. But because it's totally organic, it's really wonderful for your skin. I was introduced to it a couple months ago by a friend who lives in Louisville. And now I swear by it.
And so you put it on your face?
Yeah, I washed my face with it twice a day, in the morning and at
I've
night.
never put soap on my face.
Really? Oh,
I use Mary Kay, the 3-in-1 cleanser.
okay.
Ooh, I need to
Well, see, it's all.
So where do you buy it? I know this has nothing to do with violins, but anything to keep me looking young, I need to buy it.
Oh,
so
don't listen to her.
whatever.
I order it online from their website, I think is duduosum.com. You can also get it on Amazon. And there's some stores in the city where you can find it.
Do they sell it at Whole Foods?
No, they don't. They don't sell it at Whole Foods.
I put soap on my face once a week.
Once a week? Okay. Well, the thing is that there are none of the ingredients of ivory soap, dial soap,
Right.
etc. in this soap. So it's very good for you. I was having a problem with my skin in early spring. I tend to break out in a rash on my neck, and this time it's spread above my eyebrows. Around that time, miraculously, Maritza called, and she started talking about this soap. I was like, oh, let me try this. Rash was gone in a day.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm sold.
I bet you are. Gone in a day.
Yes.
Dermatologists will probably hate that soap.
They probably do, and that's probably why you can't find it in conventional grocery stores or markets.
What's it called again?
Dudu Osum.
I've heard of that.
Oh, you have? I've never heard of it.
Yeah, there are a couple of
I've heard of that.
yeah, there are a couple of black African soaps. That's just one
And
of
they
them.
usually don't call it by the whole name. They call it doo-doo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That's not the black soap that everybody buys,
It's
is
Black
it?
Opal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, there's more than one.
But the one you're talking about is the real thing.
No, I think they're all the real thing. They're just different brands.
Oh.
Like Dial, Ivory, and Irish Spring.
Okay.
I remember because Black Opal tried to be, with all the rage one summer. But that flew over.
And then what happened?
It flew over.
Oh, okay.
No one talks about it no more.
So what is I'm going to give out the number again for those that are just tuning in, 855-835-5857, extension 1. The text number, if you'd like to text us, is 443-642-9403, or you can send us an email you can send us an email to live@bexposed, radio.com. And you can also, if you'd like to be a guest on either one of our shows, maybe not Talk Lately show.
No,
Okay. Yeah, if you want to be a guest on any of the shows, either my show, the Sharan Nixon show, Jonathan Rashawn, or Talk Lately, you can send a message to live@bexposedradio.com. We'll receive your request, review it. When you send your request, make sure you send us a brief bio so we can have some type of virtual, or inbox us on Facebook. We have some type of virtual, pre-virtual, I don't know what I'm trying to hope. Virtual what?
Preview.
A preview of who you are. As if we won't know. And it's a brief introduction. There you go. That's what a bio is. Yay! So yeah, I'm just glad you came.
This has been a pleasure.
I know, it was just like, Samuel, be a guest on my show. He said yes. I said okay. Tuesday. Okay.
Yes, this happened in a subway station.
It sure did. It was when was
It was last Friday.
Oh my God.
And what a ridiculous day, because there,
It
that
was
Sondheim
Friday.
song and another 100 people coming off of the train. Well, it looked like another 1,000 people coming out of the train, which never happens in Baltimore.
I know. The
And
trains were like god awfully crowded.
There was. And as I'm running through,
You would think you were in New York. It
right,
was so crowded.
exactly.
It was crazy.
And as I'm coming down this Grand Teton sloping escalator, I hear, Sam. Oh, hi, Sharon.
He had his little messenger bag. I'm like, oh, I like that bag.
I got a question.
Messenger bag.
You have a question?
How did you two meet?
We met through Facebook in late 2008, early 2009.
Oh my God, it's been that long.
It's been that long, yes. And you asked me if I'd be interested in playing during Fashion Week.
That's right, because you were signed with an agency and you had to get clearance, right?
No, I wasn't signed with an agency.
Well, what was the young lady you were going? You were traveling.
I was traveling a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What
You
a-
sent me a CD.
I sent you a CD. Yes.
I remember.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Oh yay, Samuel.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so long.
That's not long.
It is.
It's not
2008.
91 years. No, think about life. Think about the people who have seen everything that's happened in the world from 1910 till today.
Ugh.
Or 1920
That's a
till
lot.
today.
That's a lot.
2008 till now. I'm sorry?
That lives in Tulsa.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you think about 6 years in this grand, it's nothing.
Wow. It seems like eternity to me. It seems like we've known each other longer than that.
No,
Wow.
but it's really wonderful to have known you that long, and even more so to have seen the continuation of and expansion of Baltimore Fashion Week.
Oh, that deserves a hand clap.
Hand clap.
Yes.
Yay. Thank you. Smile or cry. Maybe I'll do both. I can't. My allergies and my lash will come off.
No, there are a lot of us who really love fashion and love style. I think more of us watch fashion footage than would admit. Which is interesting because when you go to Europe, they have it on TV all the time. It seems to be rarer and rarer in the United States. So to know that Fashion Week exists in so many cities now, not just in New York and in the other New York American cities, Los Angeles, Miami, Chicago, to know that there are fashion weeks in other cities like Baltimore, where designers who are working very hard have a chance to show their work to the world. And there's some really beautiful work taking place here. To know that that's happening, and to know that in Baltimore specifically that's being, if I may, masterminded by one person, it's really incredible. So hats off to you.
Oh, thanks. I mean, but I have a team.
Well, hats off to you and your team.
It's not just me, Lord Jesus. It's not just me. Ooh. Ooh, I have, I know photographers, like models. I mean, none of that would be possible if it wasn't for them. Robbie, my son.
Yes.
None of that, Marty, this guy right here to my right. None of that would be possible without any of them. Like the guests, our sponsors, whether they provide, whatever they provide. It's just good to do it. And I, when I first started, I always wanted. Are you trying to turn the table? Are you trying to interview me?
No, I'm not trying to turn the tables.
It's not going to work, man.
I do write a blog, and we did a few months ago say that I was going to interview you.
Oh my God! Okay. So you're interviewing me on my show?
No, I'm not.
No, it's all good. But when I first started, I prayed that I would always remain humble. So hopefully, I'm doing that.
That's why Mr. Goldsmith is one of my inspirations, because that's why the three inspirations I mentioned, they're all inspirations because they know who they are and they remember where they came from. So, if I may, former First Lady of France and supermodel Carla Bruni, when talking about the modeling industry, she said, well, it's certainly not German philosophy, but it's very instructive because you learn about real life. You travel a lot, you're alone most of the time, and you'd better be well-grounded or you'll lose yourself. Iman has said the same things. If you start to believe your own hype, then it's your downfall. The reason that the three inspirations that I mentioned, along with so many others, friends, colleagues, people that I've met through my life, the main reason that they're inspiring is because they're humble. They know who they are, they know where they came from, and they know that fame, money, renown, infamy, those things are so fleeting. Like that soap you were talking, it may not be the best example, but something that, thinking about fashion, Brandy Quinones, she had a Chanel campaign, etc. She was on all the shows from 94 to 96, and then she disappeared. You could see on the runway that she was believing her own hype.
Oh, well.
And she disappeared. This was someone at the top of an industry, and she disappeared. I think she started working again recently now in the last couple of years, but we're talking from 1996 until 2009, 2010. Where was she? And most of the people who are at the tops of their fields are very hardworking and humble. And they understand everything that goes along with their business. So,
alrighty.
Where did all of that come from? Oh, that came from you, talking about trying to remain humble.
It's never a dull moment on the Sharan Nixon show. And I always seem to have foot and mouth syndrome.
Oh, no, you don't.
Show, I do.
No, you don't.
Show.
Well, if I were your co-host, that wouldn't happen. I'm not trying to steal your thunder.
Oh my goodness. I'm glad that you finally came, especially
thank you.
on such short notice, because oh my God, I'm trying to get this schedule together. It's just like every Tuesday I know I have a show, but then every Friday I'm calling somebody.
Oh my
like,
goodness.
Can you just do it? You'll just do it, right? I don't give you a chance to answer. It's like, you'll be on my show Tuesday, right? So can you send me a bio, blah, 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 and then I'm going to tell you this, and then I'm sending out emails to everybody, and like, okay. And then come tonight, that's when I get the butterflies. Every Tuesday.
Well, you know,
around 6:30, my stomach starts hurting.
Really?
I get so nervous.
Why do you get nervous? Why?
No, listen at y'all. Shut up. I just do. I don't know. I don't know why I get nervous. I guess I shouldn't be. I get nervous here every year for Fashion Week, especially when the show starts. I get my
Well, of
stomach
course.
is just like, oh.
Of course, that's your baby. I mean, even though you have a team, that's your baby.
I know.
I think people get nervous about everything.
What do you get nervous about? Playing before each concert?
I think that nervousness is something that's normal and real, and sometimes, depending on the situation, it's really exciting. But we have to learn how to channel that.
I know. That's what somebody told me.
Yeah, you just have to learn how to manage your nerves as opposed to letting your nerves manage you.
Right. And I haven't mastered it yet.
Well, that's very easy. You know, if you learn. You watch yourself in everyday life, and you learn how to manage your life. You know, if you notice, oh, I feel a little anxiety. Did I eat enough today? And on a day that you have something coming up, you make sure that you eat enough. You make sure that you've slept enough. If you have too much energy and you want to get rid of it, you make sure that you exercise. Hopefully we all exercise regularly. You make sure that you do the real life things that keep you a whole person. And one of the things that I've been taught, that I've studied, and am now really understanding, is breathing. Make sure that if you feel a little jumpy in your body, that you're breathing deeply, and try to breathe as deeply as you can. And you'll find yourself in control of yourself.
I have to practice that.
So is my next time on your show going to be... Wait, so when my friend who just got her yoga certification comes to visit Baltimore again, will you have her as a guest on your show, and you can talk about yoga breathing?
Yes. My God, yes. Teach me how to stay calm, because I try to zen my office out, so it'll be very calming, and I don't think it's not very feng shui, but I guess it's close enough.
No. You just moved here recently, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, you have time. You have time to figure it out. A new space, you take the time to
funk out the feng shui.
Yeah, the feng
That was a
shui.
joke, no.
Oh, yeah.
No applause for that.
You take a time to fill yourself into it, and it's all good.
What is he doing? I need a soundbite for that. I told a joke. No, you didn't hear it.
Only money gets sound bites. Sorry, it's part of the contract.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Nice.
Oh my God. Only on the Sharan Nixon show does that happen. Only on the Sharan Nixon show.
Sound the same as the Talk Lately show. So if everybody wants a sound bite, they can ask for them.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
So that's what she did. She asked for it.
So what is the furthest place you've played?
The farthest from where?
From here.
Oh.
Have you played internationally?
I have.
Where?
I've played in Toronto. Toronto's a wonderful city. There's some really fine string playing going on there that's a little different than what's going on here. I can't describe it. One just has to hear it.
Oh, okay.
I've also
would
played.
a person like me be able to hear this?
You would.
fineness that
You would
speak
be able
of?
to hear the difference. Yes.
Okay.
I've also played in Italy, and thinking of another direction, I've played in Seattle. So
Okay.
that's across the country,
Okay.
across the ocean, northern border. Yeah, I've done those.
Cool. When you went to Canada, were you nervous?
I was, because that was at a time that a lot of things were going on.
Yeah, I was just
it
about to
was,
ask you that.
It was in 2008, and I was. How did this all go? I was still in a little bit, not a little bit. I was still in a lot of post-Hurricane Katrina transition.
Oh.
So, a lot in my head, in my life. And I was working all over the place. And I remember that time the first time I went to Canada after having spent 6 weeks in Knoxville, Tennessee, rehearsing and being a musician in a play that was premiered in 2008. And right before that, I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, because I was playing in with the Tulsa Opera. And after the trip to Toronto, I had to go to the Hudson Valley to play a concerto with a friend's orchestra. There was a lot going on.
And
So
how long did all this traveling take place? Over how many days or weeks?
that took place from February through mid-April.
So you're just completely traveling, never to return home during that time?
No, I did come home a couple
Okay.
times. I did
Okay.
come home a couple times. But I think I was nervous because that was the first time in my life that I'd had so much going on at that time. Like that. Being away for extended periods of time and having to learn so much music, and in some situations having to really carve out practice time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how often do you practice now? Or do you practice?
Oh, God, yes, I practice.
How many hours a day?
That depends on the day.
Okay, on a Saturday after 6. Would you practice?
On a Saturday after 6?
Like, do you have, like, what am I trying to say here? Like,
Do I have a routine, or do I have a set number of hours that I
not
practice?
that. What do you call it when you want to do something, but it's a myth? Oh, it's sitting right there on the tip of my tongue. What do you call it?
A dream, an illusion, a fantasy,
No, it's
a myth.
Like, don't step on the crack, you break your mama's back. What do you call those type things?
A superstition?
Yes. Do you have a superstition?
No.
That's the only thing I can think of.
No, I don't. I
You
don't
don't?
have anything like kissing my cufflinks.
Oh, some people do that?
Some people do that. A lot of people have very different things that they do. I don't have a superstition. I just make sure that I'm doing what I need to do so that I'm in control of myself and able to do my job the best that I can.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. So I'll give the number out again, and you could call and ask Samuel. Should I call you Sam or Samuel?
You can call me either one.
Yay.
And you guys can call in. That would be really cool.
You heard it from him. 855-835-5857. Did you text your friends and tell them you'd be on the show?
No, I didn't.
Oh, my goodness, wrong with you?
Nothing's wrong with me, because as I was walking over here, I saw that 75 people that I knew looked at your post on my Facebook page.
Yeah, they did.
And
I'm
liked
like,
it.
Look at
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Yay, thank you. Yay, so you know I'm here. You know Samuel's definitely here. Yay. That's awesome. I saw that. I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool.
Yeah,
So you know when Facebook does your year in
That's
Facebook,
going to be
that's
one of the
gonna-
things.
one of them.
Yes.
That's going to come up and it's going to make you smell like, oh, 75.
I know.
Did you do one for last year? Your year in Facebook? I was disappointed. I'm like, what? That's all I get.
I did do one, and there wasn't much in it, but the things that were in it,
Did it make you cry?
they were specifically meaningful.
The one they did on my personal page was pretty cool. But then the one they did on Facebook Well, my Baltimore Fashion Week page
Was
really
not.
would made me cry.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, I remember that. Oh, it was so cute. I wanted to do it again. And
Oh,
then
my
I took
goodness.
some pictures out to see if it would make a difference, and it did.
Mhm.
It's like they kept the picture.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I want a different picture this time. But it was pretty cool.
It was. You know, the funny thing is, we all have these lives and meaningful things, and the guys who program Facebook, or the people who make these programs, through which you can see a snapshot of your year, and they have highlights. That's really wonderful. I remember the highlights of my years. I'm not sure of how to say this the right way, so I'm just going to say it. I remember the highlights of my years without having to be reminded by Facebook, because they're, you know, well, I think we all do as human beings. They're
Right.
very meaningful.
But what about the ones you do forget, though?
I'm sorry?
What about the ones you do forget, though? Some people do forget moments in time that were very important, but they forget about them.
That's true. But we remember the ones that mean something. And sometimes we can be reminded of the ones that we forgot and later see the meaning in them. I know that's very... Oh, thanks.
What is it? Oh, that was it. Oh, you got it.
Thank you.
Nice. You didn't even have to ask for it. Oh, what does that mean? Uh-oh.
What does that mean?
That means the show is up.
Oh,
so
we're
finish
done.
your thought, and then we'll go.
I know that sounds very abstract, but...
Oh, my God, your lashes are so long.
Thank you.
I actually like that thought that you keep most of your precious moments to
Yeah,
to yourself.
I do.
I don't share anything on Facebook about myself.
You don't?
No, he doesn't.
So why are you on Facebook?
I'm mostly on the Talk Lately show page.
Okay.
Like, if you don't know who he
Because
really
I'm
is,
an
you
open
won't
book
know.
when I got the
When you're on the radio, you're an open book? Okay. Well, you know,
And
with,
boy, is this book
with social media, you have to be very careful about what you... I think that we forget, because it's online, the way that you present yourself in the world is not just something that you do real time. We have to be very careful.
Yeah, I agree with that. Oh, Monty, can you tell us when his show will air again tomorrow? Are there set times? Oh, it's not? Okay. So this show with Samuel Thompson, the violinist, will air again. We don't know when. It will be tomorrow. We don't know. So you just got to tune in and listen
all day long.
all day long. All day. And you will hear a lot of stuff. So I'm telling you, if you hear anything that I say that's inappropriate, it was not me. Okay? I'm just letting you know that was not me.
Called Be Exposed.
Right, with BeExposedRadio.com. So BEEX is an X-ray.
I mean, just tell them the ratings that you get for it playing all day long count.
Yeah, right. They count all day long. So listen to my show as many times as you can all day long.
Pay attention to Be Exposed Radio on Facebook.
Oh yeah, Be Exposed Radio on Facebook also will list when the shows are airing. And so it's pretty cool. Like I used to be on Let's Talk. That was really interesting. That was hi, Denard. So that was interesting. Okay, we got to go because the engineer is pointing to the glass saying my time is up. So it's been real. So I'll see you next week. Stay tuned. Like the Sharan Nixon Show, hashtag SNS on Facebook, and we'll see you soon. And I don't know who my guest is so next week, but you'll know soon. Bye.